It's a great honor for me this afternoon to be with you, particularly the chairman of the Board of Trustees, Several years we've crossed our path and we've remained, ever since then. So many of my brothers and friends are in the crowd. And it is very difficult for me to single out everyone, including my colleagues in the Senate and my friend across. There are some eminent writers around too that I've seen their work either in the newspaper or other sources. I'm grateful to God Almighty for us being together this afternoon. Even if you had been with me from January or from February or from March, April, May, you are still my brothers and sisters. I know deep down in your heart, you watched the election drama played out. So many of you voted for me. Those who disagree with me voted the other way. But I'm here. And I thank all of you, particularly God Almighty, for placing me here. I've listened to the statistics. Yes, you voted massively for me. I got here with that mandate. But that shouldn't be the end of it. So for you to come this time of the year to congratulate me, combined prayers and fellowship for the first year in office. You have making early strikes to remind me of my promise to pay attention to the need of Nigeria. Yes, identity problem is the North or the South. To me, I don't see that. I see humanity. All God has put us together. There's no doubt that we are going to be one. Let me allude to something that happened yesterday, the change of national anthem. Nigeria will hate it. Some people say, okay, so what? Is that your priority? It's my priority. I agree with the National Assembly. If they make law, I got to obey that law, or we disagree openly and close the chapter. But the question of diversity, who gave us the name Nigeria? Is it not Britain or somewhere? Have we changed our name? We are Nigerians. Our passport shows that. As long as we are Nigerians and one family, we remain and protect our diversity and love one another as brothers and sisters. Thank you, sir. For all that you are doing, for Nigeria to be united. I'm glad the SGF had mentioned the appointment. I don't see it as the North and South. I see it as a Nigerian project. The question of who you are, you have no control over it. It is God Almighty that put you in that particular place and make you a member of that family. You have no control over it. When I came begging for votes, I didn't say vote for me as a Yoruba man. I say vote for me as a Bola Ahmed Tinubu, one of you. Accept me. And I could see the result. I'm handing on to that mandate jealously. And I'm working my heart out. And I promise you, I still work harder. The question of out-of-school children is unacceptable. Education is a tool against poverty. That brought so many of us here. Raji Dalatu, as a lawyer, made it clear when we were, conspiring for politics. That if we give opportunity to any one of us, we should make sure that we develop the backbone of Nigerian economy. Thank you. I didn't forget those remarks. You said we are not used to fighting government. You've taken the appointment. We should collaborate with you. And here we are. We are still building Nigeria. And I'm glad you are here today, emphasizing the need for development. Yes, what you mentioned in your remark is true. The infrastructure decay is unacceptable. The reflection of poverty in the North is unacceptable. It is the interest of Nigeria to make sure that we pay attention to the cause and eradicate the reason for that situation. Because this country reflected our diversity. As long as we are together, and we have to be together. We have to pay attention to every nook and cranny of the country. Not from the north, we are from the south, we are from the south, and everything. It's a matter of constitutional cheating. We should see ourselves as one. Our diversity is not unique to us. We get over it. And our strength and opportunity is in our population. One thing I need to really appeal for, I want to thank so many of my colleagues in the cabinet. Yes, I'm the boss, I chose them. I can relieve them of their duty anytime I feel they are failing. But we are together talking about Nigeria. We are not talking about just one school in Sokoto or Jigawa. We are talking about education throughout the country. And we're looking for a day that we will be able to send that girl from Isaleko to Karanamuda boarding school and feel safe and secured. That brings me to an NSA, Nuri Badu. Working for the security, peace and stability of this country. Thank you very much. You are doing a good job. It's not easy. Banditry. Everything may be smooth. You will see in the last few weeks and months is going down. But it takes one strike. Everybody wants to be secured. We need to invest more in technology. And it is very expensive. We will do it, I promise you. We will put our heart and soul in place to ensure Nigeria is secured and the citizens are protected. On the project mentioned, the AKK project, the dredging of Niger River, we want to be able to navigate the waterways. But we are creating a base, infrastructure fund that is necessary to accept and shorten the timeline that it takes to bring the goods and services up north to the south. If you shorten the hours and the number of days it would take to travel from far north to Lagos, Ibadan, population areas for food security. You know, the better we shorten the travel time, the more prosperous we will get as a Nigerian. All the agricultural programs that we have is with carry. I saw you in Jigawa talking about wheat and all of that on TV. What is an elixir is housing industry that will create jobs. But until we secure those lands and create the opportunity, it is very, very difficult to actualize our dreams. We have to fight the security problem so that people can earn a decent living out of agriculture, housing, construction industry, and road development. Dear brothers and sisters, yes, I am in charge here today, but we are running a constitutional democracy. I will appeal to you to summon the governors summon them, call them up. I'm doing my best to improve the revenue of the country and giving them their dues. But they must equally be sympathetic to the populace, and they must consider the need of the local people. People reside in the local government. People are in the local community. That is where they reside. That is where they feed. That is where they garden. That is where they cook. That's where they farm. If the local government are not free, and the leaders don't hang on to the number, we have 774 local government. It's just a number. Is it effective? Is it reaching the real people? Who is being held accountable for this money? Maybe we should look and recalibrate. One version that was good 4 years ago might not be good today. And when we won the votes, we go to the locals. When we get the vote, we move to Abuja. I think we have to collectively join hands. I need for you to get us a committee of people that can really embark on the campaign for our value to change. Our brothers and sisters, it is disheartening watching the TV and see the number of people in IDPs. No sincere leader in this country will be happy seeing that. We have to pull together to rescue Nigeria from banditry. Yes, we know we are making progress, but we want to eliminate that one completely. If food security cannot be achieved without putting in place the needed security. And we must work on that together. For example, there's a big economy that is being a problem to Nigeria. The livestock and animal husbandry. Ordinary dairy farm can grow an economy not to talk of yogurt and many other things that can come from animal. Talk to the governors. Let them make lands available. Talk to others to collaborate with, the state. The lands are in the hands of the state governors. They can make provision for it. We are ready to put funds in place to help the herders rear the animal in a very, very, very polite way. We can do it, and we are going to do it. If Brazilians are doing it, if they are doing it in Holland and other places, we can do it. Yes, I hear you about the gas plant. The cash flow is a problem. We are taking revolutionary steps to really improve our gas output. And that is why we separate gas from oil. Now, and flaring is going down. And if we can invest in the AKK, we will arrive at our destination earlier than expected. You are not wrong in making that request. It is an investment that is worth our while. It's worth our risk. But we have convulsion of needs. What is happening to electricity generation, distribution, and consumption? We have to do that in order to energize the economy. To me, I will recommend putting a committee in place to really do some follow-up on these items listed. I'll look into more details. If I continue itemizing each one by one, we might leave here until mid-break. I just don't want to bore you. I want to recognize your thinking in these papers. I want to promise you that I will continue to do my best we are about concluding the Sokoto Badagry studies. How many dams are on the way, along the line, that can help the irrigation of the north and assure food security? We have to be more details in our developmental programs. We must search for results. Can we create over 1 million arable lands along that route? Yes. And for every 5 possible employees on 1 hectare of farm, that is 5 times 1 million. Nigeria can do it. It's a matter of careful thinking and doing. And you have very brilliant people that are working with me. You have Atiku Bagudu doing a plan. Very cerebral, very concerned. And I can tell you, he's a civilized man. So, if I use the excitement that I have this evening to continue, we might not end this. Okay? Let me just take the paper from you and other details and assign the SGF to do the follow-up on the committee basis so that we take the lines of things we must do. We are working on gas, energy. That's why AKK is necessary. But CNG, that will reduce the consumption of petroleum, they are at it again. the effort of this government will yield this result, inshallah. And I must tell you, take back to the National Assembly, they are collaborating and cooperating very well. If they ask for your vote and support again, please give to them. Because I'm coming back to, with the hope and determination that Nigeria will excel. I promise you. We will work harder. Give Nigeria, and particularly the North, the priority that you seek. To reflect the economic growth and opportunity and promote the North. It's not a crime. It's for us to do things ourselves. AIDS will not do it. Grants, will not do it. We have to invest in us and build this economy to a great height. I want to say thank you very much for listening to me. I promise you, I will work 2-3 times harder to and triple your confidence. Thank you very much for listening. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Development of the Federation, Chief George Akume, I must say that I have already been warned by Mama Mike Usman, our chairman, to make sure that I mention that you are the Serikinyagi of the president for your performance in Benue and on our own behalf, other places in the northern Nigeria. The Chief of Staff, Femi Bajabiamila, who, if you are still keeping the letter I wrote on the instructions of the President at the National Secretary of AC to appoint you as the leader of our members in the House of Representatives, my letter should still be in your file. So when I heard that you were appointed the Chief of Staff, I was quite happy but not surprised at all. The National Security Advisor, our own brother, in whom we are so pleased. Mala Nuhrubadu, members of the Federal Executive Council, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, including my colleagues from the ACF. Mr. President, we feel immensely honored and thankful for this opportunity to visit with Your Excellency and to share our thoughts and prayers as far as possible in this short session. We would have paid this visit to you much earlier for one main reason: to be able to say congratulations for a hard-fought election victory. But we missed that opportunity, perhaps because God wanted us to meet with you only at the time when your friends, well-wishers, indeed much of the country is making, with the excitement with Your Excellency's first year in office. We are happy to join the rest of the country to express our appreciation and offer our sincere felicitations for all you are doing and have achieved in the service of our great country. As Your Excellency is aware, the ACF is a non-partisan political and cultural organization whose mission is to unite the various peoples of northern Nigeria so they can better achieve peace, security, and development in the north and in all of our country. This new leadership of the ACF took office in January 2024. Your Excellency may wish to recall the invitation extended to you, which you graciously honored and which led to a robust interactive conference at the Arewa House on the 19th of October 2022. We make bold to say that Your Excellency's vigorous, firm, and credible commitments and assurances to Northerners made at that meeting and during the course of your electioneering campaign proved to be a game changer. As it turned out, 8.8 million people that cast, out of that 8.8 million people that cast their votes for Mr. President, 5.45 million, 62% were from the north. We believe these figures speak eloquently for themselves. Northern Nigeria feels nothing but a sense of friendship, trust, and confidence in Your Excellency, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Your tireless support and the collaboration with Northerners that helped many to win elections in various positions, including that of a presidency in the past, has entrenched your love and trust in the heart of Northerners, as confirmed by the pattern of voting in the last presidential elections. Your Excellency, nothing we will say in this address or have said elsewhere should be construed as deviating from the firm foundation of friendship and goodwill that has existed between you and Northern Nigeria. But if this long-standing friendship were to be pursued in a way as to prevent us from speaking our honest minds or hiding the truth from Your Excellency, we would not think such relationship can be counted as genuine. It might interest Mr. President to know that over the years, our experience at engagement with the authorities of the federal government of Nigeria over issues that are of concern to Northern Nigeria have not always been pleasant or rewarding. While our inputs were born out of patriotism and a sense of shared responsibility, regrettably, they were often met with lack of enthusiasm and even neglect. For example, our repeated requests to the previous governments to upscale the funding of basic education, prioritize the construction of Mambila hydroelectric dam, as well as the dredging of rivers Niger and Benue to allow for development of inland ports and river transportation, have gone unheeded to this day. These are not all right now, Mr. President. It takes many, many painful days for trucks carrying livestock and other essential commodities from the north to arrive at their destination in the south as a result of very poor, terrible road network. Still, we are aware that Your Excellency's administrative capacity is enormous, and we believe you can apply them to address many of the urgent challenges facing the country, and especially northern Nigeria. We say this because we have seen how in your 1 year in office, you resolved satisfactorily some truly gigantic problems, including the crisis that erupted between the ECOWAS and the Republic of Niger. You have prioritized funding of agriculture and education, as well as good relations with our neighbors. Your Excellency recently directed that the immediate study should be commenced on the Sokoto-Badagry Highway. You have put the age-old Trans-Sahara Highway back on the front burner. Also, Mr. President has approved measures that will potentially fast-track the completion of Ajakuta iron and steel industry. With these, we feel greatly motivated and more confident that Your Excellency will look into these with more sympathy and strive harder to alleviate the dire economic and social situations in northern Nigeria, conditions that continue to get worse and dangerous by the day. Everywhere you look in northern Nigeria, what you see is doom and gloom. Strife and pestilence seem to have overtaken us. Almost all manufacturing has stopped. Our rural areas have become heaven for bandits, kidnappers, and insurgents, making severe food shortages, perhaps even famine, inevitable. Grappling with this, with unemployment, runaway inflation, and unaffordable cost of living, the fate of urban dwellers hangs in the balance. Sir, we cannot deny that the task of nation building is tough and cannot be completed by one administration. What is more, taking measures that come with painful side effects is at times inevitable. However, with their leadership experience and capacity, we are hopeful and remain optimistic that Mr. President will deploy his trademark social skills, sensitivity, and compassion to manage the fallout of the containment measures satisfactorily. Before I conclude my address, sir, permit me to thank you most gratefully for taking in and keeping and trusting our son, the Vice President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, who continues to enjoy your confidence and in whom the whole of northern Nigeria are very proud. We are also very, very thankful for working with our son, my brother, the SGF, and we are sure the added value he brings to our government would only make your job easier. The NSA, on my right, has already proven our most efficient and the most remarkable record. I must accept the fact, and all of us do, that the security situation has remarkably improved. Mr. President, sir, I cannot finish also without thanking you very much for trusting and appointing our sons and daughters to help you in your administration. And we know each and every one of them has been putting his best and doing his utmost endeavors to make sure that Mr. President enjoys the work with our own children from the north. We are grateful for the confidence you reposed in them. Mr. President, sir, today Nigeria and Nigerians are prayerful that the situation in Kano will be solved amicably. And that is our prayer, and we know you can do it. In conclusion, we wish to say that we have taken the liberty to attach an extended version of this address, which contains a few of our prayers. We highlighted for Mr. President's kind consideration some pressing issues, as well as certain strategic projects, low-hanging fruits, those whose early completion will clear potential multiplier benefits and capable of alleviating the difficult situation in northern Nigeria. Amongst others, we have drawn the attention, to your kind attention, Your Excellency, the ongoing railway and highway projects, the oil and gas exploration in the north, the need for accelerated development of hydro and renewable energy technologies, the early completion of the AKK, Ajakuta Kaduna Kano gas pipeline project, the Great Green Wall, and other climate change mitigating measures, etc. And we have a second set of requests to you, sir. In March 2025, the Arewa Consultative Forum will mark the 25th anniversary of its establishment. We intend to celebrate the occasion in quite a significant way. With respect, we are inviting you, sir, to honor us with their presence as our very, 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 very special guest of honor. Your Excellency, with all this, we would like to say we are doing our part. We will not stop at this. We will continue to pray to God Almighty to protect and guide you, and continue to give you good health, fortitude, and wisdom to discharge your responsibilities to the glory of God and our beloved country. Again, we thank you, Your Excellency, most sincerely, in order to